why don't we do this, Jennifer? Can you just give us a background of who you are, about your
Yeah.
son, and then we'll kind of dig it into it from there.
So Jennifer Kelly and Oliver is my son. He's turning 8 here in a couple weeks, and he was diagnosed with Sanfilippo like 3.5 years ago. He's type B. And so we had gone through had the behavioral issues, behavioral therapy, a lot of congestion, never sleeping, and having to continuously go into his very loving preschool, but like, hey, let's help Oliver be more successful. It wasn't until we started seeing a little bit of cognitive regression that we really started getting scared, because your first kid, you can always you're always trying to explain it away, like he's developmentally delayed, he'll catch up, and then you're throwing like OT and speech and stuff. We started seeing a little bit of regression, went to his pediatrician, and she said, we'll put in a referral for genetics and for neurology. So he was diagnosed the first time at his genetics appointment at Nationwide Children's Hospital. And so a long intake process, what are his developmental milestones, pulling up photos at different times. And they diagnosed him and said, we'll get the blood and urine test to confirm it, but we're, pretty sure he has Sanfilippo syndrome, which, at that point, I think everyone is the similar experience of you're devastated.
Yeah.
You don't know what that means. And then you're devastated. And then you're thrown into this world of rare disease. And you started looking for clinical trials and seeing what our options were. And Oliver was 4.5 years old when he was diagnosed. He was able to participate in a clinical trial right when he turned 5, which of course, you always want, the earlier you can catch it, the better. So he was able to participate when he was 5. And so we were 2 years in that clinical trial. And then I think that, after that, just we've been, trying to navigate life after that. So we still, experience a lot of sleeplessness, significant behavioral. Oliver was able to be, potty trained, was able to use, 4 or 5 word sentences, not very conversant at all, but was able to, was pretty verbal. And he's, now as he's approaching 8, he's nonverbal, pretty much. And physically, though, he's still doing really well. He's, running all over the place. A destructively happy kid is how we would describe him. But, I think that the world of rare disease and putting together your team, and I think that the challenges of navigating the medical field feels impossible. I've been trying for, the better part of a year to get a sleep safe bed, and among other things, his medication, trying to get his dosing right, all that. There's been just ongoing challenges, and it's a neurodegenerative disease. And so you always also have you try something new and it might work for a while and you get excited, and then it changes thereafter very quickly. Both, my husband and I work full time. And so just also trying to manage schedules there and the workload there. And then interestingly enough, I work for a company, Forge Biologics, which is a young company, a CDMO in gene therapy. So it's pretty cool to be in this space.